Hey guys, welcome to another tier ranking. Welcome to my tier ranking for all of Mel Gibson's movies that I have seen personally. These are all the Mel Gibson movies I've seen. I I personally love Mel Gibson, despite his controversy. Obviously, he's done some controversial things to say the least. But I love him as an actor. I love him as a director. You're not going to see Hacksaw Ridge on this list because this is just for his movies he's acted in. But yeah, I love him as an actor. I've always loved his films. I grew up with a lot of his movies, and I think he has some really underrated gems and also some masterpieces that just will never, ever, ever date. And just I think he's just a one of a kind guy. Just he has so much variety to his films. He's got some shit, but he's got a lot of great stuff. So let's talk about it. Here's my tier ranking for Mel Gibson's movies. S is the best, F is the worst. So the first one we have is the remake of Mutiny on the Bounty called The Bounty. It's okay. This is with Anthony Hopkins and Mel Gibson. I remember watching this movie years ago, curious because I'm like, ooh, a remake of Mutiny on the Bounty. Like Mutiny on the Bounty is a great fucking movie. This one's fine. It does basically the original, just with more modern effects and cameras and shit. Hopkins is fine. Mel Gibson's fine. For me, it was just it was a movie. I thought it was okay. Get the Gringo. I thought this was a cool movie. Interesting, independent, action thriller. Almost kind of brought Mel Gibson back to making some more Hollywood movies, and it was cool. Patriot, other really good movie, solid flick. It's probably the only Roland Emmerich movie I like. I've heard there's a lot of historical inaccuracies for the film, but I still think it's good. I like how patriotic it is. I like Mel Gibson, Heath Ledger, and Jason Isaacs in the movie. I love how big and epic it is. I enjoy the action. So yeah. All right, let's talk about the franchises he was in. All right, first Mad Max is great. I love the first Mad Max. I love the independent feel. I know it has this kind of low budget feel, and I love it. I love the post-apocalyptic feel of it. I love Mel Gibson in the movie. I love what George Miller did with the direction, and just something about it. And I love the villain. I love the simplicity of it, and just it's so odd and bizarre, but it's great. And the Road Warrior Mad Max 2 was just as good, maybe if not better. I thought it was a solid sequel to Mad Max. I love the whole climax action scene. This more focused on the action, and it was badass. And who doesn't love was his name? Lord Humongous. He's great. Beyond Thunderdome is okay. Got Tina Turner in the movie. I love the shots were done well, and just the editing. The filmmaking aspect was a lot more crisper, but story not as captivating. But Mel's Max, and he's great. It's entertaining, but nowhere near on that. Nowhere near as good as those first two Mad Max films. Fury Road was obviously the best, but he wasn't in that. All right, let's go Lethal Weapon, and everyone should know that Lethal Weapon 1 is an S tier. It is just it's a perfect movie. It's a buddy cop movie. It's one of my this is in my top 50, 100 films of all time. I love Mel Gibson as Martin Riggs and his chemistry with Danny Glover as Roger Murtaugh. Love this movie. It's Chris's movie too, and it's just such a good movie. The good story, great action, it's funny. It's everything that you want in a buddy cop movie. And the second one is fucking good too. It's a great sequel, great villain. It's just been revoked. I love the one-liners in this. I think this is the one that brought Danny DeVito, and he's great. Okay, he's great. Then you got where's Lethal Weapon? 3. I enjoy 3 and 4. I both enjoy. I think they're both. I like the Lethal Weapon franchise. I think they're all good movies. I know 3 and 4 are not really well liked. 3 is a lot funnier than a lot of them, but I still enjoy it. 4 is really good. I love Jet Li. He's badass. Chris Rock's pretty fun. I love the whole opening and them fucking with Danny Glover's character. I think 3 and 4 are just a good time. 1 and 2 are just really good action movies. 3 and 4 are like more comedic, but they're still fun. Braveheart is, yeah, that's an S tier as well. Braveheart's fucking, it's an epic. Mel Gibson directed and produced this movie, and he did a brilliant job with this movie. It's just incredible. Great story. It's it's got brutal battle sequences, and just, it's done amazing. And it's got a very tragic ending. It really leaves you with that punch, and just so good though. Ransom is I might do a whole video on Ransom and how underappreciated this movie is. This is Ron Howard's best movie for me. I know a lot of people would say like Apollo 13 or some shit, but this movie is a phenomenal kidnapping movie. Mel Gibson is incredible in this movie. Gary Sinise is also probably one of his best performances. I love him as this like ruthless villainous cop. He's amazing. Just I sorry. I think this movie is incredible. I might do a whole video about Ransom in the future. So yeah. Payback. I think Payback is also super underrated. Really great, brutal, dark action thriller. I love how just unapologetic this movie is, and it's great. I love it. Then we got One Woman One. I love this movie. I'm sorry. I'm a sucker for Nancy Meyer movies. I love her movies. They're a bit corny, but I like The Parent Trap. What Women Want. It's complicated. Was that one they did with De Niro, The Intern? I don't know what it is. I just like her movies. She just makes like these like very feel good rom coms that I find delightful. What Women Want is one of my favorites of hers. I think The Parent Trap's the best, but I love What Women Want. I think it's such a funny movie. I love Mel Gibson's characters as womanizer that can like read women's mind and gets him more in touch with his feminine side. I think it's just a very sweet movie, and just I love it. Then we got Pocahontas. Yes, he was in Pocahontas. Yes, John Smith. Okay. I remember in an earlier video I did, Pocahontas is like one of, I said one of the, blah, 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 blah. I'm getting tongue tied. I said Pocahontas was one of the worst Disney films ever made. It's not. I definitely take that back. Over the years, I've grown to like it more. It was never a favorite of mine. I'm gonna go with a C, and I'll tell you why. Like there are things in this movie that just don't work, and there's just things that are just not as interesting as other Disney films in the Disney Renaissance. But there are some songs that I do really like. Actually, I like almost all of the songs. They're really good. I just and I think Mel Gibson is good in the movie. Just I wish the villain was more interesting. I wish the romance between John and Pocahontas was more interesting. The movie is bright and colorful. It looks beautiful. The songs are very nice, and it has a well enough message in it. But I don't know. I used to hate the movie. I don't hate it. I think it's okay, but you know, who knows what I'll think in the future. I also put Chicken Run. I think Chicken Run's a pretty fun. Oh shit! What the hell am I doing? It's a good DreamWorks movie. It's a good movie. Maverick. Maverick's fun. Maverick's like a western, comedic western movie, and what a funny movie. It's, there's a great cameo of Danny Glover. Incredible. It is also like a poker movie, it's a cowboy comedy movie, but it's also a poker movie. What's not to love? Conspiracy Theory. Never really got into this movie. Her and my grandmother used to love this movie, and I always used to watch it, but I always used to like get bored of the movie. Just, I don't know. It's just kind of a boring movie to me. Same with Edge of Darkness. Like this is Martin Campbell, and I usually love Martin Campbell. He could do some shit fucking movies, but this one is it's just boring. Like boring movie. Just ugh. And then we got Daddy's Home 2, which I'm gonna put in the D tier, even though it belongs in the F because it's a fucking stupid movie and just it's not funny. It's a terrible film. I'll put it in the D though because Mel Gibson makes the movie tolerable. Mel Gibson is like this tough dude, dad that never shows his son compassion. He's just so ruthless and just so insulting in the movie that it's kind of funny. Mel Gibson almost like plays himself in the movie. And it's kind of funny. Yeah, like it's a bad movie though. It's not good. Boss Level, I turned it off after like 30 minutes. It was too fucking stupid for me. Bloodfather, super underrated, amazing film. Oh my god, I love this movie. This movie, just more people need to see it. It's a great movie about a father rekindling his relationship with his daughter, and she's involved with the cartel, and he has to like try to help her and stuff. Great fucking movie. Great movie. Forever Young, another just one of those like kind of boring Mel Gibson movies. Just I don't know. I don't know. Hamlet, it's okay. Mel Gibson is a decent Hamlet. You got Glenn Close in it. Like, there's some good production and action in the movie, but if you want to watch the best version of Hamlet, watch Kenneth Branagh's version. That is like done perfectly. Then we got Father Stew, which he was in. I also put in the C tier. I think Father Stew has some importance to it. I really liked Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson in the film. There were some moments that just didn't make sense. There was some also really bad editing that just kind of cut the story into weird choppiness, and just I'm like, wait, what's happening? But it was okay. Then we got The Man Without a Face, which I think is a very good movie. I think he directed this one. I could be wrong. Really good film. But like Mel Gibson playing this man who has like a deformed face, and he's like teaching this kid all this interesting stuff about life, and it's a very dark movie, but it's also got a really good message to it, and there's some really good writing, and I really, really like Mel Gibson in this movie. Also, The Beaver. I think The Beaver is an underrated film. I love that this guy is having this like mental breakdown and questioning suicide and stuff, and he talks with the beaver and how he expresses himself, and people think he's like a freak and stuff. And it's a very weird film, but I could see where the movie was going, and I dug it. Then we got The Year of Living Dangerously, which is also a really good movie. That's a pure Weir film. It's better than Gallipoli, which is another one of those boring Mel Gibson movies that I don't know. It's not for me. Expendables 3 is a shit ass fucking movie. Fucking terrible. Ugh. Fat Man. I can't put that to guilty pleasure. Like him as Santa Claus. It's stupid, but it's fun. We Were Soldiers. Probably one of the most underrated war films. What a great fucking movie. Super brutal. Love Mel Gibson. I love his platoon in this movie. I love how this movie's directed. This movie is not for the faint of heart, but I loved it. Super good film. Now I gotta save the best for last because this movie is so fucking overrated, and I'm not afraid to put it in the F tier. I fucking can't stand Signs. I just was never a fan. I know there's a huge fandom for it, and they call it this underrated gem masterpiece. It, I don't understand what they're talking about. Nothing about this movie works for me. I hate Mel Gibson's performance in this movie. Same with Joaquin Phoenix. His two kids with their wooden acting. I think the aliens look stupid. I think the twist is stupid. I think the whole premise of this movie is stupid. The movie could have worked, but the movie is so fucking pretentious and so it's M. Night Shyamalan trying to beat other filmmakers, and he's just failing horribly at it. I don't know. This movie just kind of started the shitty slope of M. Night Shyamalan crap, and just I don't know. I'll admit I love Unbreakable and The Sixth Sense, but I don't. I never thought M. Night Shyamalan was a good filmmaker, and this proves otherwise. I fucking can't stand Signs. Just overrated trash, and I know people like it, but I am not one of those people. All right, this is my Mel Gibson tier. Let's put them in order. Lay the Weapons is best. Then I'm gonna go Ransom, then Braveheart. I know. Call me controversial. All these are 10 out of 10 films. A tier, Mad Max and Road Warrior have to go on the top easily. Then Lethal Weapon 2. Yeah, actually, I like this order. Yeah, A tier. The B tier. I'm going to put The Patriot on the top because I really, really like that movie. Then Maverick, which is a blast. Then Payback. I like Payback as well. Then the Man with. Actually, no, I'm going to put the Lethal Weapon. See, what am I doing? Shit. Sorry. Then the Lethal Weapon. Actually, 4 is better. Then Man Without a Face. Then I'm gonna put the Beaver, Get the Gringo, Chicken. There we go. The B tier, all great movies. C tier, I'll put the Mad Max, Beyond Thunderdome. Then I'll put Hamlet. Then Father Stew. Then The Bounty, Pocahontas, the Fat Man. The D tier, I will put Gallipoli, even though it's boring. Like, I'll put the boring ones. Then Daddy's Home 2. I guess I'll put Signs on the top. Then Boss Level. Expendables 3 is his fucking worst. It's one of the stupidest action movies ever made. So there we go. That is my tier ranking for all of Mel Gibson's movies that I've seen. So let me know in the comment section below. Please tell me what is your favorite and least favorite Mel Gibson movie. Let me know in the comments below. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. And join the dark side.